measures that have been taken up by the United States of America in this indictment against the notorious Lawrence Bishnoi under Operation Hardball, which has been a multinational crackdown on transnational organized crime. And this very indictment alleges that Bishnoi syndicate orchestrated drug trafficking, extortion, contract killings, and other violent crimes across North America while also operating from Indian prisons. Now, Times Now has accepted the indictment order, which says that Bishnoi ordered the 2023 assassination of Khalistani separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada, attributing the conspiracy to criminal network rather than the Indian network. And this is where there is a vindication, because right after that, despite having no proof and evidence, the then Canadian government seems to be leveling allegations on the Indian government as well of having a role to play as far as the killing of separatist Khalistani groups also. That includes the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Let's connect with Pratibha and Bhavtosh, who are joining us here on the broadcast. Good morning to both of you. Pratibha, help us understand the indictment order, please.
So this is the document that has been accessed by Bhavtosh Singh, Amita, and here is the detail of it. It goes on to, in fact, mentions Nijjar, and look at the language that has been used as well. Let me begin with Overt Act number 1. It says on the 18th of June 2023, defendants Bishnoi and Singh ordered the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, HSN, that's how it's mentioned, a prominent religious and political leader from the Punjab state of India who was living in British Columbia. And then it goes on to mention agreed to assist with the assassination of HSN no later than June 18. Defendant Bishnoi provided co-conspirator with a photograph, multiple addresses to facilitate the assassination. So it goes on to mention here, on the 25th of November, defendant Bishnoi claimed responsibility on behalf of Lawrence Bishnoi Group for a shooting that occurred on the 24th of November 2023 in Vancouver, Canada, at the residence of RG, a prominent Indian actor and singer, in an online post to Facebook that warned in Punjabi that no one can save you. So these are the details that have been mentioned in the document.
All right. Thank you, Pratibha, for that. So interestingly, Bhavtosh, as you've accessed this document, the indictment does not mention the Indian government. And the then Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had claimed that there were credible allegations linking the Indian government agents to be behind the murder.
That's what India has been insisting and also been telling the world, that if you have evidence against any Indian government agent, then please do share it with us. And India, in fact, had cooperated even with the US when allegations were leveled that a rogue agent was responsible for an attack on Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. But here, look, investigation was conducted by FBI, and after conducting investigation for nearly 2 years, in an indictment order that has been accessed by Times Now, it's very clear now, after nearly 3 years of investigation, both by Canadian agencies as well as by US agencies, it's now clear that Hardeep Singh Nijjar, the wanted terrorist and designated terrorist, was killed by Lawrence Bishnoi and his gang. There were photographs that were taken by Canadian aides of Lawrence Bishnoi, and then subsequently he was killed off. What it also means, Amitabh, which is very clear, is the fact that Hardeep Singh Nijjar was killed in a gang-related incident. It was not a overseas killing by Indian agents or by Indian overseas intelligence agencies. It's now more or less clear after the investigation that has been conducted by FBI, by Canadian agencies, because
Yes.
it's more or less clear by the investigation that has been conducted by several agencies. Now, 24 individuals have been arrested. Various agencies have carried out their own probe, and evidence that has been presented by them, it is more or less clear that it was Lawrence Bishnoi and his gang members who have been responsible for killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
Yes.
India time and again has said that share the evidence with us. FBI has conducted their own investigation. Canadian Mountain Police have their investigation. They have submitted the evidence. 3 individuals are facing trial in Toronto, in Ontario, and it's expected that in April,
Yes.
in August, they will be facing the trial.
Right, but how is it being called as a vindication for India in this case, at least? Because here the serious question also arises when we speak of these coordinated operations that has been carried out in the agencies has led to nearly 24 arrests, and all of them now seems to be talking about this international crackdown on the Bishnoi syndicate that seems to be actively working from Indian prisons, Bhavtosh.
Well, as far as Lawrence Bishnoi is concerned, 24 individuals have been arrested. Lawrence Bishnoi and his gang members have been indicted. For the first time, US agencies have indicted Lawrence Bishnoi and also another gangster who is lodged in Dibrugarh jail. What has happened is that in the indictment order, they have mentioned that he's running his extortion as well as targeted killing empire from Sabarmati jail. Importantly, NIA has charge-sheeted Lawrence Bishnoi and other gang members. The state police have charge-sheeted him. He's facing trial in these cases. India has said that if you have evidence, do show it to us. NIA has also, in fact, Indian government has already designated Goldy Brar as a terrorist. India, in fact, had asked both US as well as Canada to, in fact, deport Goldy Brar. He has been, in fact, once he was, in fact, detained in US, but subsequently he escaped. So most of those who have been detained or at least have been, at least who are wanted, are also wanted by Indian agencies.
Right.
So far, no reaction from Indian government or at least from MEA. One has to wait and see what would be the reaction.
Right.
But the big news is that Hardeep Singh Nijjar killing has been put on.
And this is the investigation that is coming in from their own. So let's connect with Dr. Vikram Singh as well on joining us here on the broadcast. Sir, this is vindication because indictment order on part of the authorities there do not mention the Indian government. And it was the then Justin Trudeau government that had claimed that he had credible allegations linking the Indian government agents to the murder of terrorist Nijjar. Well, this is now coming on part of the US indictment that is charging Bishnoi, and Singh does not allege that any way or in any form the role of the Indian government in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a separatist leader. But however, this is the Operation Hardball that has also been done on part of 24 arrested accused in FBI's global crackdown on Lawrence Bishnoi gang, and the FBI, which has arrested 24 individuals on this international operation that seems to be targeted. Is more important here is
Samita, in fact, it was in October 2024 that we had to bring back our High Commissioner as well as to scale down our diplomatic relations with Canada. And even at that point of time, India did maintain the dignity of saying that share all documentary evidence, videographic evidence with us. And it was our diplomats who were at crosshairs. Our diplomats were at least being targeted by Stick for Justice, a proscribed terror organization. Even now, there are protests that are happening outside our diplomatic missions in Canada. They are continuously being threatened. The indictment orders have happened. 24 individuals have been arrested by FBI and other agencies, not only in US, but also in Canada and Europe. What is cause of concern here is that Lawrence Bishnoi gang is spread across the globe. This has been, in fact, been documented by Indian agencies, by NIA.
So the killing of Nijjar that had soured bilateral relations between India and Canada, with the then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau seeking to link the government in New Delhi to the murder. India, meanwhile, had rejected the claims being as absurd and motivated, and today India stands vindicated. For the moment, thank you very much, Bhavtosh, for joining in. Well, that seems to be the exclusive indictment order that has now been accessed by Times Now.